Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Rebels TV is back. There's no footballs being kicked in anger at the moment, but we thought with a little bit happening at this time of year, we bring you a special off-season Rebels TV. Great to be back with you once again as we close the book once and for all on 2016 later this week and start looking towards the 2017 season. Sean Kelly's my name, sitting in the host's chair as always, and joining me as he always does here on Rebels TV, AFL Victoria Talent Manager Phil Partington. Pardo, it's been a while, mate. How have you been?
Very busy, Sean. Probably the busiest time of the year at the moment with the upcoming draft on Friday. So you're busy speaking to AFL clubs, but also starting training too, Sean. So we're getting around the regions with Rookie Me, our official testers, and getting all our 300 players from 16s and also TAC Cup. Getting going, and not to forget our youth girls just started too, Sean.
Yeah, we'll touch more on all of those things very shortly, but the primary reason that we're here today is to do a bit of a preview of the upcoming AFL draft this Friday, of course, at the Hordern Pavilion in Sydney, and have a look at some of the Rebels' chances that could be drafted this year in what could be a bumper draft crop by the looks of it this year. From all reports all across the land, it's going to be a very, very deep draft, and we're going to have quite a few players, we think, that are going to feature pretty heavily on draft day.
Well, it's really exciting, not only for the Rebels program, for the boys involved too, Sean. So it's always a bittersweet night. You've got some boys that get selected and some other boys that don't. So we as Rebels always make the bad phone calls first, Sean, and then we can help celebrate with the boys later on. So we've got two boys attending the draft, which is really exciting. So Hugh McCluggage and also Jared Berry will be at Sydney, inside the actual Hordern Pavilion, waiting for their name to be called out. And who knows, Sean, we may get the Rebels' first #1 draft pick, but we never know. We don't know at the moment.
Let's touch on that, each player as we go on, starting with Hugh McCluggage, who, as we know, there's been a lot of media speculation around Hugh, basically since about mid-season, talking about him not just being a high draft pick, but could possibly be the first name read out on the night. Obviously, Essendon with the #1 draft pick, GWS with #2, and Brisbane Lions with #3. What's the feel around Huey? And we've seen some of his highlights on the screen at the moment. He's had a fantastic year, as we know. He's been named the best players in every game of football he's played this year, whether it's been at Rebels level, Vic Country, whether it's been at Academy level. He's just had an outstanding year.
Outstanding season, and for a boy that's got a lot of talent, he hasn't shown too much emotion about the draft, Sean. Everything's taken in his stride at the moment. So, look, the Essendon Football Club have been working closely with the Rebels at the moment. They're getting more information on Hugh. We're unsure where he goes, whether they take him #1. They are going to see him this week, Sean, and
yes,
they're going to meeting early this week to have a bit of a chat to him, and just the last chat before the draft. And yeah, we just don't know at this stage, sure, but it'd be great to see a #1. Hopefully come to the Rebels program.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a fairly exciting night for Hugh McCluggage. Whether he's #1 or wherever, you pretty much think that he's a lock to be in an AFL list.
Yeah, well, sure, I'm a big believer. It doesn't matter where you go in the draft, whether it's 1 or 75. You go into the AFL system. Wherever you start the AFL system, you start down the bottom. So there's the external pressure of being a #1 draft pick, but that won't phase a Hugh McCluggage at all. So whether they're picked up at #1 or #75 or even a rookie draft, they're in the AFL system, which is great.
They are indeed. Jared Berry as well, the skipper, who at the start of the year was probably one of the gentlemen that was in the frame for the #1 draft pick. As we know, had a few injuries this year, but when he's been on the field this year, it has been just absolute class when he's played. He showed throughout the year that he is a worthy AFL player. The character of the kid is absolutely second to none, as we know. He's the Rebels captain, he was the Vic Country captain, he was the AFL Academy captain. His leadership qualities are something that clubs are really coveting as well. So hopefully we're going to see Jared's name read out pretty early as well.
Well, he's all class, as you said, Sean. So, and his draft combine was just enormous. To see him test extremely well after a fairly major injury coming up to the draft where he couldn't do any physical activity, to see him test so well was really good. So expect Jared Berry to be fairly high in the draft as well.
Cedric Cox, one of the absolute stories of the year. At the start of the year, we didn't know who Cedric Cox was. By the end of the year, he is now becoming an AFL almost a lock to be drafted. He is going very, very nicely indeed. Obviously, came from Halls Creek in Western Australia, came over to Camperdown, played some footy, got noticed, played some interleague footy with the Hampton League, and then was in the Rebel system. And boy, he did some good work when he was in our system as well.
Just a great story, Sean, for a boy that wants to improve himself both on and off the ground, and to see how he's gone this year at sort of the Camperdown Football Club to get him over, then the Rebels finding out about him and getting him involved with the Rebels program. He's a 19-year-old, mind you, too, Sean. So, there's a lot of interest, a lot of media interest on young Cedric, and yeah, good luck to the boys. He made a lot of sacrifices to get the best out of himself, and we wish him all the best on Friday.
Willem Drew, another one that's had a fantastic year at the Rebels Land, runner-up in the Adam Goods Trophy this year by 7 votes, which, with the way that we count the votes, is absolutely nothing. It's basically like being pipped at the post, but he's had a fantastic year, and another one that's drawn a lot of interest from AFL clubs.
Yeah, it's just his consistency levels over the whole year has been outstanding. Look, there is a lot of AFL interest in him. We're not quite sure where he's going to go yet. He's probably that range from 25 to 40 onwards sort of range in the draft, and depending on what the club actually needs at that time in the draft, Sean. So looking forward to maybe Willem maybe finding an AFL home on Friday as well.
And another name that's risen up the draft boards that we've seen in the last few weeks since the draft combine, where he absolutely starred and showed a pretty good athletic set to go with his football set as well. Tom Williamson, the boy from Ararat, who is really starting to shoot up draft boards, and we're hoping is another name that will be read out on draft night.
As you said, Sean, his testing at the AFL Combine was outstanding, probably in the top 5-10% nearly every test that he did. So born on the 13th to the 12th, so he's a young pup basically. So
he's only 3 weeks removed from playing rugby this year.
He's bottom age next year, and I think clubs might have a bit of a dip at him.
Yep.
We're not sure where he goes, but if he goes at all, but hopefully we'll see him at home as well.
Fingers crossed. So obviously we're looking at 5 pretty live draft prospects. Is there anyone else in the pool this year that you reckon might be a sneaky chance for not just late in the draft, but maybe even rookie draft as well?
Oh, we've got a lot of interest about a couple of other boys in the Rebels program, Sean. So fingers crossed they might get over the line. And Cal Welling's had an outstanding year. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's a rookie or late draft. Who knows? The AFL clubs are keeping everything close to their chest at the moment, Sean.
Yep.
And, they don't want other clubs to know who they're speaking about. So look, we're getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of interviews still going on at the moment, and just hopefully that they really fall in love with one of our players. And there's so many players in the draft pool as well, Sean, but they just like a Rebels player. That's why I'm going up on the Friday early, Sean, to try and catch up with a few more clubs. So if they hear something positive about a player the last minute before the draft, that might stick in their mind, and that just might get them over the line. Who knows? So
we'll see you front and centre on the Fox Footy telecast, no doubt.
Yeah, I'll be sitting with the boys on Hugh's table and Jared's table up there, so looking forward to that. Lucky enough last year, Sean, to be on Daniel Rioli's table, and it's very nerve-wracking for the families because the boys could be going anywhere in Australia, so they don't know before the draft, and I dare say the number 1 draft pick won't be known until when they call the names out that night on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting for anybody that wants to follow the draft coverage. Of course, it is on Fox Footy Live on Friday night from the Horton Pavilion in Sydney. If you can't get near a television though, we've got you covered. Just keep your smartphone or your iPad close because we will have live updates all throughout the draft. We are going up as the media department to Sydney as well to get everything there, basically from the right on the minute updates for you. Facebook, Twitter and Snapchat will be all over it, as well as Instagram. So keep an eye on the Rebels social media on Friday night. Training, as you mentioned at the top of the show, Pardo, has started for 2017, and a lot of it so far has been testing. And a new Rebels partner this year, a new gold partner, Rookie Me, who are the national testing partner for the AFL as well. They look after the draft combines, they look after the pre-season AFL Vic testing as well. Really exciting partnership.
Great partnership, Sean, and we've been around to 3 regions already. We've got 2 more to go this week with Rookie Me, and the boys are going through their 20-metre sprints, their height, their weight, their beat test, and also agility test at the moment. So really professional by Rookie Me. The boys will all have their subscriptions all filled out, so they can go online and compare themselves against the Matthew Cruiser, top number 1 draft picks in the past to where they are at the moment. So it's a really good program for the boys to see over that program with their physical capabilities.
And it's a good testing tool as well. I know at the session, Robbie Campbell, of course, former Hawthorn Premiership ruckman and one of the guys behind the Rookie Me process, said to the guys when he started out his testing with the Murray Bushrangers, he was really, really low, but because he was able to then measure himself against other players, not just in his pool this year, but other players historically, he was able to use that to help him become a better footballer, and in the end became a 10-year AFL player because of it.
Yeah, it's a great program, Sean. That's what it's there for, and looking forward to a really good partnership with Rookie Me.
And players on the track, I think we've got about 150 in the under 16s and under 18s, all testing at the moment. Looking like a pretty good group as well.
Look, they're showing a bit of potential at the moment, Sean. We've also got the youth girls, so really excited about the youth girls. We've got 40 girls training at the moment in the Youth Girls Academy, and 25 of those girls, Sean, have played football before.
Yes.
And 15 are new to football, so they've been elite athletes at basketball, netball, athletics, that have come through our talent search, and really excited. Using Ross Faulkner one-touch footies at the moment, a lot of homework and things like that. So we're really excited how the girls are really taking to football, and it's a really exciting phase of the Rebels program.
And the Youth Girls competition, of course, it's a mini TAC Cup competition that'll run in the early months of 2017.
It certainly will, and hopefully in the future, Sean, become a TAC Cup like a boys program, same as a talent pathway with the AFL clubs drafting from the TAC Cup Youth Girls Academies.
And of course, the AFL Women's Competition starting next year, which is going to be very, very exciting indeed. Fair bit happening at the moment. People that think that when the last ball's bounced for the year, that you put your feet up for 6 months when you're working in footy, they are so wrong. It is not funny, aren't they?
No, it's our busiest time of the year, Sean. Yeah, preparing for our squads with our recruiting side of it, getting that organised, and then moving into draft combine, and then after the draft combine, speaking to AFL clubs and the start of training. So November, we're on the road all the time, seeing different regions, and looking forward to it. I'm only a break in a week's time, sure, after the draft, so looking forward to that, to getting back into it before Christmas.
Yeah, very good work indeed, ladies and gentlemen. Our draft preview edition of Rebels TV. Hopefully, we've given you a bit of an insight into the Rebels boys that hopefully we're hoping will feature in this Friday's AFL draft in Sydney at the Hordern Pavilion. Thanks to NAB. We thank McDonald's Ballarat, our fantastic major partners, once again in 2017 for their support of the Rebels program. Pardo, enjoy the next few days. It's going to be a very exciting few days, and then a little bit of downtime after that.
Yeah, no, really exciting, Sean. Good luck to those boys in the draft, and for those boys that miss out, keep your dream alive. There's the VFL. Other boys get opportunities. They develop different stages of their life too, Sean. So we'll be doing a lot of welfare with those boys, and keep the dream alive.
Yeah, definitely, and of course keep the dream alive out there as well. Following the North Ballarat Rebels, we'll be back with some more Rebels TV throughout the course of the off season, and don't forget our draft preview series, which is running at the moment. We've seen Willem Drew, Tom Williamson, and Cedric Cox already featured, and in the next couple of days, Jared Berry and Hugh McCluggage will be getting their draft preview treatment. Plenty of things happening in Rebels Land, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you follow social media. Check out the website www.therebels.com.au, and we'll see you again soon on Rebels TV.
See ya.